From the moment the email arrived, it felt less like an invitation and more like a reminder of every bruise she carried from high school. The message was decorated with emojis and pretended warmth, but beneath the cheerful words she could still hear the echoes of old laughter, the laughter that once followed her down hallways, that clung to her clothes, that made lunch breaks feel like a battlefield. They used to whisper "loser" as though it were her name. They used to shove her books from her hands, giggle when she cried, and pretend that humiliating her was just harmless fun. Now they wanted her at the reunion. 10 years later. 10 years after she escaped that life, that building, those cruel faces. And though she sensed they hadn't changed, she accepted the invitation anyway, not for them, but for the frightened girl she used to be. She didn't know it yet, but this time, she would not walk into that room alone. She would arrive as someone they never saw coming, sparkles if you believe in kindness, second chances, and people rising above their past. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe right now to support stories that inspire. Sparkles as the days counted down to the reunion, memories returned in heavy waves. Maya could still feel the sting of sitting alone at lunch, pretending to be busy so no one would see her loneliness. She remembered how her oversized glasses and second-hand clothes made her an easy target. Her father worked double shifts, her mother was sick, she barely had the space to breathe, let alone fit into the world her classmates lived in. But the worst wounds weren't physical, they were the words. Words that wrapped around her like chains, telling her she wouldn't matter, wouldn't make it, wouldn't become anything at all. And yet those very words became her fire. After leaving school, Maya worked relentlessly, often studying through nights that felt longer than her entire childhood. She took small jobs, saved every rupee she could, built skills, coded software from a second-hand laptop, pitched ideas endlessly, and faced new rejections that felt eerily familiar. Still, she pushed. Because somewhere underneath all her hurt, she believed she deserved more. Over those 10 years, everything slowly shifted. She founded a small tech platform out of her rented room, which turned into something bigger, then something far bigger, until the world began noticing her work. Investors followed, success grew, and awards arrived, each one healing a piece of the girl who once hid behind school staircases. But none of that felt truly real until her assistant asked her one morning, "Ma'am, are you sure you want to attend the reunion?" Maya simply smiled. She wasn't going to prove anything. She wasn't going for revenge. She was going for closure, for the girl who cried quietly into her pillow all those years ago. When the reunion day finally arrived, the school hall glowed with sparkling lights and an expensive setup. Inside, the former classmates gathered in groups, gossiping and laughing, still unchanged, still clinging to their high school hierarchies. Social media filters couldn't hide the fact that time had humbled some of them, though their arrogance remained untouched. A few had planned something. They whispered excitedly about how the loser actually accepted the invite. Some were ready to record, ready to mock her, ready to relive their old entertainment. But the moment they heard the thunderous roar of blades cutting through the sky, a confused silence washed over the crowd. Outside, a sleek black helicopter descended onto the school sports field, stirring up dust and wide-eyed shock. Teachers rushed out. Students from nearby buildings peeked over walls. Everyone stared. And then the door opened, and Maya stepped out. No flashy clothes, no exaggerated luxury, just a poised woman in a graceful, modern outfit, confidence radiating from her like sunlight. Her assistant held an umbrella above her as they walked. Photos snapped, jaws dropped, and whispers began flying like sparks. The same people who once mocked her now struggled to breathe as she approached the entrance, calm, elegant, untouchable. Inside the hall, the atmosphere shifted instantly. Some tried to act friendly, pretending they had always believed in her. Others stared at the floor, suddenly remembering every word they once said. But Maya didn't arrive for their reactions. She walked through the hall quietly, letting her presence speak for her. She greeted teachers with warmth, thanking the only ones who had ever been kind to her. Her former classmates gathered, unsure whether to approach or hide. Eventually, someone announced her accomplishments, and the entire hall fell silent. She had been featured in magazines, awarded internationally, and now owned a company that employed hundreds. But Maya didn't smile proudly. She simply nodded, humble, grounded. As the microphone was offered to her, she hesitated for a moment, feeling the weight of her past press gently on her chest. She took a breath and spoke, not with bitterness, but with grace. She said she was grateful for life's challenges because they taught her resilience. She thanked her parents for their sacrifices. And she admitted she had once believed she wasn't good enough, but life had shown her otherwise. She didn't mention the bullying. She didn't name names. She let silence do the work. Her composure stung more than any revenge ever could. Many in the room felt something deeper than embarrassment. They felt regret. Genuine, painful regret. Some approached her later with apologies. Others simply stood in corners, unable to face the reflection of who they once were. And Maya, with the gentleness that only strong people possess, forgave them quietly in her heart. Not because they deserved forgiveness, but because she deserved freedom. Yellow heart. If this story moves your heart, please take a moment to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it. Your support helps these emotional stories reach more people who need them. Yellow heart. Before Maya left, she looked around the hall one last time, the place where she once felt small, now standing taller than ever. She didn't need their approval. She didn't need their validation. She had rewritten her story long before this night. The helicopter blades roared again as she prepared to leave, and every eye followed her, not out of mockery, but awe. Sparkle's special request, comment, rise again if you believe no past can stop a determined heart. Sparkles. As the helicopter lifted her into the sky, Maya looked down at the shrinking school campus, not with anger, but with peace. She had arrived as the girl they once broke, and left as the woman they could never imagine she'd become. If you'd like, I can also create white heavy checkmark powerful SEO package, white heavy checkmark trending hashtags plus tags list, white heavy checkmark 6 image prompts for each paragraph. Just tell me.